Have you ever heard a song that literally won't end in your lifetime? Not one that feels long, one that is designed to outlive you. Right now in Germany, inside a quiet church, a piece of music called As Slow as Possible is being performed so slowly that it will take 639 years to finish. It began in 2001. The most recent note change happened recently, and the final note will not play until the year 2640. Imagine attending a concert where your great-great-great-grandchildren might hear the ending. And while something can last centuries, our phones don't even last 2 years. There are about 8 billion people on Earth, but more than 12 billion mobile connections worldwide. In the United States, it's completely normal to have a personal phone, a work phone, maybe even a tablet with its own data plan. We don't just own phones anymore, we multiply them. And speaking of rare things, some people only get to celebrate their real birthday once every 4 years. If you're born on February 29th, your birthday only appears during leap years. That means someone who is 28 years old might have only celebrated 7 true birthdays on the calendar. About 5 million people worldwide are leap day babies. Imagine legally being 32, but technically celebrating birthday number 8. But here's something even stranger. There's a part of the ocean with no coastline at all. It's called the Sargasso Sea. It exists in the Atlantic Ocean, surrounded entirely by ocean currents instead of land. No beaches, no shores, just open water bordered by invisible moving currents. It's basically an ocean inside the ocean. And nature gets even weirder. When a rooster crows, it can reach around 140 decibels, which is close to jet engine level. But when they open their beaks to crow, soft tissue automatically covers their ear canals to protect their hearing. So while you're covering your ears at sunrise, they're completely fine. Nature built in noise cancellation. And humans sometimes get lucky in ways that feel unreal. In 1985, ocean explorer Robert Ballard discovered the wreck of the Titanic, but he wasn't actually looking for it. He was on a classified mission for the US government to locate lost Cold War nuclear submarines. After finishing early, he used his remaining time to search for the Titanic, and he found it. One of the most famous discoveries in history happened as a side project. And that's just the beginning, because what happened next involves pizza and outer space. In 2001, Pizza Hut paid over $1 million to send a pizza into space. They worked with the Russian Space Agency to deliver it to astronauts on the International Space Station. It wasn't about hunger, it was about history. No matter what happens in the future, Pizza Hut will always be the first company to deliver pizza in space. That record can never be broken. And while we're already thinking about space, sunsets on Mars are blue. On Earth, sunsets look red and orange because our atmosphere scatters blue light. Mars has fine dust in its atmosphere that scatters red light instead, creating a cool blue glow around the sun as it sets. Imagine standing on another planet watching a blue sunset. That's real. Back here on Earth, something simple sits on your dinner table that most people misunderstand. White rice and brown rice come from the exact same grain. Brown rice is the whole grain with its outer layer intact. White rice is just brown rice with that outer layer removed. Removing it makes the rice last longer on shelves, but it also removes nutrients. Same plant, different processing, completely different reputation. And speaking of smart design, Japan connects earthquake detection systems directly to its bullet trains. If seismic activity is detected, signals automatically stop high-speed trains before the strongest shaking arrives. During the massive 2011 earthquake, trains received warnings seconds before the most violent shaking began. Those seconds prevented major derailments. Sometimes, survival depends on a small head start. And here's something small you've probably noticed but never questioned. Most padlocks have a tiny hole at the bottom. That hole allows rainwater to drain out, preventing rust and freezing. It's a tiny detail that keeps the entire mechanism from failing. Engineering brilliance is often invisible. And here's something invisible that made history. Scientists have photographed the shadow of a single atom under controlled laboratory conditions. Not a simulation, not a drawing, an actual atom casting a visible shadow. Something nearly impossible to see made something visible. And the next fact might surprise you even more, because it's about you. Before you were a boy or a girl, you were neither. In early development inside the womb, all embryos begin from the same biological template. Only later do chromosomes activate pathways that determine male or female characteristics. That's why males have nipples. They formed before the body differentiated. Your body carries evidence of its earliest blueprint. And while your body is incredibly complex, your brain still worries about simple things. Have you ever laid in bed, stared at your ceiling fan, and wondered what would happen if it fell? You're not alone. Many people report having that exact irrational fear at some point. Even though ceiling fans are mounted with heavy-duty brackets designed to hold several times their own weight, still, at 2 in the morning, that fan looks suspicious. And history gets even more suspicious. German chocolate cake is not from Germany. It's named after Samuel German, an American chocolatier who developed a specific baking chocolate in the 1800s. The cake recipe used his chocolate, and the name stuck. So it's not German, it's American. And speaking of names that stuck, the Empire State Building makes most of its money from tourism, not office rent. Millions of visitors each year pay to visit the observation decks and look out over New York City. Sometimes, the view is more valuable than the building. And finally, one of the strangest moments in history. In the 1960s, parts of Borneo experienced a massive rat infestation. To control it, officials launched what became known as Operation Cat Drop. Thousands of cats were safely parachuted into the area to reduce the rat population. Yes, cats descending from the sky. And it worked. The world is full of facts that sound fake. A 600-year song, blue sunsets on Mars, pizza in space, cats falling from the sky. And most of them are real. Which makes you wonder, what else sounds impossible today that future generations will call normal?